So in our last story, Beautiful Butterflies, it introduced us to concepts like migration and metamorphosis. Today, we're going to extend our own knowledge by reading a new selection about butterflies. As we read, we're going to focus specifically on defining unfamiliar science words in context. We're going to focus on a specific type of context clue, examples that help us infer the meaning of words. Today I'm going to be reading from the Shenandoah Insects, and I'm going to be reading paragraph 1. So paragraph 1 says, insects are one of the most poorly understood animal groups in Shenandoah National Park. These small animals are extremely important ecologically. Many are plant pollinators, as well as a food source for larger animals. I'm going to stop and I'm going to circle the word ecologically because I want to know, what does that word ecologically mean in this sentence? I'm going to use context clues to figure it out. The text says that insects are extremely important ecologically. The next sentence tells me that many insects are plant pollinators as well as food sources for larger animals. Those are examples of how insects are ecologically important. I can use that information to infer that ecologically means in a way that affects other living things in a habitat. Insects affect other plants and animals in important ways in their environment. So what I can do, if that's a word that I'm confused with, I used my context clues around to help me figure out what it means. And I'm going to write my definition over here off to the side. So here's my definition again. Ecologically, in a way that affects other living things in a habitat. So they're extremely important because they're a food source for other animals. So they affect other living things in a habitat. What I'm going to show you now is an anchor chart that defines context clues and breaks down the steps that I just took. So, context clues. What is a context clue? A context clue provides hints about unknown words or meanings. Our word was ecologically, and we found our definition in the surrounding words. It also includes hints built into the unknown word or into the words and phrases around the new word. So, for example, my new word here was ecologically. When I look at the types of context clues, one type is an example. So, when I was reading the Shenandoah Insects, it gave me an example of what ecologically meant. So now that I've told you and shown you how I use my examples in a text to help me figure out what the meaning of an unknown word is, you're going to try finding an unknown word definition using context clues. We're going to read from page 9. You can also read along after, pause the video and read it to find the definition to the word species. Again, we're going to be looking for context clues to help us define the word species. Counting butterflies. Butterflies are one of the better understood insect groups in Shenandoah. Information on butterfly diversity is collected each summer as part of the North American Butterfly Association's annual butterfly count. Large, showy species, such as the eastern tiger swallowtail, are most noticeable in the park. However, other species, such as skippers and blues, may also be seen by patient observers. Butterflies are most likely to be seen in open areas, such as meadows, but some butterflies, such as eastern commas and red admirals, may be seen in the forest. So now it's your turn to practice, and in Schoology, you're going to tell me what context clues you found to help you find the definition or the meaning to the word species. Good luck.